Something I thought that would be fun with Disney Speedstorm, with the recent addition of Lightning McQueen and the crew, would be going over all of his designs throughout the medium in the game. In the game, Lightning McQueen and the rest of his cohorts have, like different skins and suits, and I thought it'd be cool looking at each and every one of them, ranking them in a cool, fun list. This isn't going to be anything crazy, just going over of how they all look. And I really hope you enjoy, if you feel differently or if you have these skins, please tell me in the comments down below. Now without further ado, let's get into this.
Big old sponsor and that fancy helicopter.
Last one we have here is Dinoco Blue Mater. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not really a fan of this. The blue on Mater just doesn't work here. I know Mater is originally blue, but the blue for Dinoco is just too bold here. It's just too much. I'm just not a fan of it personally. I do understand what they're going for here, but it's just too much blue for my opinion.
I made that stolen fella a Texas-size offer.
Up next, we have Dinoco Blue Cruz. Now, the crazy thing here is that Cruz is actually a part of Dinoco. She is the, the new racer for Dinoco, so you think the blue would work well. Well, it doesn't. I think it's funny that in the movie, her Dinoco design is still yellow, with, the blue as, kind of highlights it. And I think that's because originally the creators were like, hey, let's just put blue on her and call it a day. And then they put the blue on and they were like, oh yeah, this doesn't work. So I can just see why the blue here just doesn't work for Cruz here at all.
Go McQueen! Woo-hoo!
Up next, we have Lightning McMater. That's what the name's called. I'm just not a fan of this one either. I get what they're going for here is, Mater with Lightning McQueen's, design, and it just doesn't work well. It's just too bright, it's too bold. It doesn't scream Mater, Mater just doesn't work with a design like this, and it's crazy too because I think he actually has a die-cast toy of this and some spin-off, extended universe line, and that actually looks good. So I don't know why they didn't just take that and just put it there. But I'm not a Disney exec. I don't know what to do. So whatever.
Okay, well maybe we should get going. Hop in, everyone. We're going cruising.
Up next, we have Standard Cruise. This cruise is here because it's honestly just too bland. In my opinion, this is the default one that you get to wear, whenever you first get her. And I don't know why they did this because I don't even think this cruise was really in the movie even. She has the storm thing whenever they're helping train Lightning. So I don't know why they just made this standard, lacking version. If they wanted to have another skin, just use the cruise from Cars on the Road. That's a different, design. Just use that. But I don't know. I don't know.
But not so very long ago.
Up next, we have Mother Road Mater. Now, the crazy thing is, I wanted to put this higher up on the list, but the reason why is because he doesn't have the hood. Whenever we see the R-Town scene, Mater is shown with his, original colors and, before the wear and tear, before he became rusty. And what's crazy is they didn't choose to put the hood on. I don't know if they were just lazy and didn't want to add a couple of extra pixels on them, but they just kind of just slapped that there, and I get what they're going for. It's a nice reference, it's a good nod, but it's not the, old town Mater. It's just, I don't know, it's not good.
Get out with LPP! Yeah, you know me!
Up next, we have Golden MVP Lightning. Now, this is our first Lightning here, and they have an MVP thing. I don't know if this is a thing for Disney Speedstorm. Maybe if they do, I'll show a couple of pictures of other racers on there. But I think this looks pretty good. I think we're starting to get in the good territory. It's all right. It's not bad, but it's just not my thing. It's not like an official costume. I feel like with Lightning, definitely you could have used more costumes, but it is what it is.
Get out with LPP! Yeah, you know me!
2.
Good job!
Up next, we have Golden MVP Cruise, and this one looks way better in the MVP category. I really like the design. It feels sleek. I think the colors actually work better on her with her design, and overall, it's a really good suit. Up next, we have Dinoco Blue Lightning. Now, the reason why this is the best of the Dinoco, designs for the guys on here is because, one, we actually get to see Lightning look like this in the original Cars 1 movie, and in my opinion, I think it's a really cool suit. So to see this here is pretty cool, even though it's not like a one-for-one, or maybe it is. I need to go look back at, you'll see the clips in the video, but I think it's a really good, one-for-one for, in the movie, and that's why it's just, in my mind, it just looks better than the other two Dinoco designs.
You have hit a wall. You have hit a wall.
Ha ha! Just being aggressive.
Here we have the new Cruise 95. This is what she wore during the Florida 500, and this is a really cool design. I really like this on Cruise in the movie. It's pretty cool. Symbolically, you know, like it's her like stepping up and like, you know, like facing her fears, becoming a real racer.
Perfect. It's very old school.
Did someone just say old school?
Next up, we have Tribute Lightning McQueen, and this one is another great design. It's the, you know, like Cousin Hornet, as he's representing Doc, you know, with his racing and how he taught him. This was never really my favorite of the Lightning designs, but like symbolically and like for like the story purpose, it's one of the best actually. But just for my personal taste, I love Lightning with red, so there's going to be higher ones up.
You know, I once knew this girl, Doreen. Good-looking girl. Looked just like a Jaguar, only she was a truck. You know, I used to crash into her just so I could spoke to her.
Up next, we have Mater, just plain old Mater. And I don't know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know what I mean? Mater is the best. Mater's great, except for Cars 2 Mater. You know, just Cars 2 the movie. I'm just joking. It's bad though. But you know, Mater's cool. He's nice. Up next, we have Cars 3 Lightning McQueen, and I say Cars 3 because, you know, this is the design he wore in Cars 3, the one that was heavily marketed. And I really do like this design. You know, it's not my favorite of the Lightning McQueen designs. I think it's a good representation of the character in general, but overall, I think it's pretty cool. I have nothing really, you know, like to say about it other than, you know, it's Lightning McQueen. It's Lightning McQueen. That's it. Up next, we have Dinoco Cruise from the movie this time, and I think Dinoco Cruise is really slept on about how much people don't talk about how this is such an amazing design. The yellow, the blue, like how, you know, it goes across the tire with the dinosaur. It's a really great, fantastic design, and I think it deserves way more credit than people talk about it. You know, it's amazing, it looks great, and overall, it really is. Like, I want to put it at number one, but just number one really is just that cool to me.
Ladies and gentlecars, please welcome the new Lightning McQueen.
What do you think? Radiator Springs looks pretty good on me.
At number one, we have Radiator Springs Lightning McQueen, and this McQueen is absolutely incredible. This is based off the Cruisin' Lightning McQueen, along with the mix of the Radiator Springs Lightning McQueen from the end of the movie. I really love this because of the simple design, especially with the lightning bolt down there. I really wish that it had like the 95 or something like that, but just like Cruisin' Lightning McQueen, I really do appreciate how this time they added the spoiler on top. I think that is why I really appreciate this one more. And just in general, it's a really great design. It's sleek, it's cool, and yeah, that's really about it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on all my, you know, stuff. Don't forget to check me out on the main channel. And I really hope you do know, there is more to you than meets the eye.